Another preamble. Express the given vector in a bearing form. C equals root 3I minus J.
150 degrees.
Incorrect.
To get the full point for this question, you need two components. You need the magnitude and the bearing. Okay? To find the magnitude, the formula for the magnitude will be square root of x squared plus y squared. And x is represented by I, so the coefficient of I is root 3. So therefore, x is root 3. Y is represented by j, therefore the coefficient of j will be y. Y would then be negative 1 because the coefficient of j is negative 1. So finding the magnitude will be square root of root 3 squared plus minus 1 squared. You will get square cancels the root of 3. So you get square root of 3 plus 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 will be positive 1. So you will have root 4. So the magnitude of the vector is 2. The second component is to find the direction of the vector. Where is the vector moving to? To figure out the direction of the vector, we use north, south, east, and west. J represents north and south. If j is negative, that means the vector will move towards the south. If j is positive, the vector will move towards the north. I represents east and west. If I is negative, the vector will be moving to the left-hand side, which is west. If I is positive, the vector will be moving towards the east. In the question, I is positive and j is negative. That means the vector is moving towards the southeast. So our vector is somewhere here. GPS also uses bearing behind the scenes, okay? Bearings are always measured clockwise from the north. So we put a theta right here, okay? In the question, they gave us two components, the vertical and the horizontal component. The vertical component, which is j, was 1. And then the horizontal component, which is root 3. You know SOHCAHTOA, right? We are going to use the TOA part of the SOHCAHTOA in this case. We put a theta there because bearing is measured from the north, okay? So opposite is going to be root 3 divided by adjacent, which is 1. Somebody will say, but, you know, the coefficient of j is negative 1. I'm glad you asked. In calculating for bearing, we are only concerned about the absolute value. When you say absolute, for example, the absolute value for negative 1 is 1. The absolute value for positive 1 is the same thing as 1. Okay? The negative and the positive signs are only there to tell us the direction of the vector. Is the vector moving up to the north, moving down to the south, to the left, west, or to the right, which is east? That is the purpose of these negative and positive signs. But when it comes to calculating for the theta or calculating for the angle, we are only concerned about the absolute value. Okay? That was a good question. Theta will be root 3. But we don't know the value for theta, and we don't use calculators, right? So to help you figure out the value for the theta, you have to use this special right angle triangle. In this special right angle triangle, notice that the hypotenuse is 2, just like what we have in the question. The question has the hypotenuse, which is the magnitude, to be 2. The vertical value is 1. The vertical value is 1. The horizontal value for the right angle triangle is root 3. We have the same root 3 for the horizontal axis, okay? So this tells me that if I do tan 60, so tan 60 degrees, which will be opposite root 3 over adjacent, which is 1, okay, will give me the same thing as root 3. This tells me that my tan theta, which is equal to root 3, theta is equal to 60 degrees, okay? So the theta right here is 60 degrees. We are not done yet. We know that bearings are always measured clockwise from the north. So we move from here to the vector. We know that this point is 90 degrees, right? How about this angle? We don't know, but we know that this whole thing is 90. We already have 60 degrees. So 90 degrees minus 60 degrees will give you 30 degrees. This tells me that this side is 30 degrees. So 90 plus 30 degrees will give you 120 degrees. So the answer for this question will be 2,120 degrees. Meaning that the vector is 2 units at a clockwise direction, 120 degrees from the north. So the bottom line here is that anytime you have this type of question, you need two components, the magnitude and the bearing. And to find the magnitude, you use this formula. I represent x and j represent y. To find the direction of the vector, we have to figure out if the j is positive or negative. And if it's negative, it's going down to the south. If it's positive, it's going up to the north. If I is positive, it's going to your right hand side, which is east. And if it's negative, it's going to your left hand side, which is west. If you find this video helpful, please do subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you think in the comment section and share this video. And I always say that practice makes permanent. Don't be scared of the big schools. Don't be scared of the math exams. Keep on practicing. Visit KokoChem Education YouTube channel and make sure you watch all the videos we have done that can help you pass your math exams or that can help you beat your rival school during the National Science and Math quiz. Thank you so much and see you next time in the next video. Until then, please keep practicing and believe in yourself because you can do it.
Think, learn,